great pleasure to introduce Rashida Jones. Amanda Sandberg. Elijah Wood. And writer skills, Donna Palmer. Also want to bring on our producer, Lee Nelson. And anybody else in that star? Okay, nobody else. Thank you. Just real quick, do we have anybody else from the film in the audience? Like our international man of mystery, David Lanzenberg, cinematographer. He's a talented guy to hear. He's probably sleeping off all the hangovers, my guess. We're probably going to get kicked out pretty soon, so we'll start with questions. It's hard to see, so my apologies if I... Yes, sir.
Question is to all the actors. What did you think of the whole experience?
I don't know if I can distill it into a sentence or two, but my heart's so full I can burst to have all these people that I love and admire work on a movie that I co-wrote to make a film with my best friend. And to be here at like a festival that I've dreamed of coming to, you know, it's like a dream come true. So, sorry for being so earnest, but it really means everything. My dad came yesterday from North Carolina, and it's like, you know, shit is emotional. I'm gonna pass the mic.
I don't know how I can follow that. Look, it was a gift for me to be a part of this, to work with these wonderful people on something that they've been trying to get made for a long time. It's wonderful.
Did it for the paycheck. Showed up, did my time. Peace out, fucking indie freaks. Back to network television. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I'm so overwhelmed right now to walk into such a warm room, and thank you guys so much. This is like a pinnacle for me, so thank you. Diggs, I love you too. That's what we call each other, Diggs. I love you. It was a huge pleasure to work with you and everybody else in this movie, and I think you learn how you love something by the amount of adversity that you face in trying to make that thing happen. And we definitely had that with this movie. We tried to set it up half a dozen times, and we just kept, every time things fell apart, we got another gift. Like we got Lee Krieger, and we got a wonderful cast, and we got a group, and Lee Nelson, and wonderful people who came together just because they loved the movie. And that's the gift of it not being made at a studio level and it not sitting in development. It's like everybody's there because they want to be, and there's nothing better than that. It's invaluable, and I think that comes across in the movie. So.
So, any more questions? By the way, we have microphones outside here. Okay, yes, here. Yes. I'm sorry, what's the question? Let's see. question is, did he talk about the writing process? Did he always know how it was going to end, or did he have to tweak that?
We wrote the ending first, so we always knew that it would end that way and wanted it to end that way. I mean, I think at some point people tried to encourage us to make it slightly happier, but thank you. We're going to try to keep it real life, but yeah, we wrote that first, so we were adamant about that remaining that way, sort of bittersweet, so.
Mornings. This young lady here at the wing.
The question is for Andy. He's, usually in comedies, was it tough to tackle something more dramatic?
Yes. I will say, I've always just wanted to do really goofy stuff, and that's kind of where I felt I had any level of ability, but I'm really good friends with Rashida for a while, and she sent me the script, and just as a writer-to-writer friend, being like, hey, what do you think of this? And I read it, was like, it's really good, and what's up with the Jesse part? Like, I feel like I know guys really well that are like that guy, like, when they're not being goofy. So it was definitely, for me, contingent on a piece of material like that, which Will and Rashida, I feel like everyone agrees, so masterfully wrote. So I think that I was able to do whatever I did do in this because of them and because of Lee creating such a mellow vibe on set, and they were all so supportive of me because they knew I was weird about it. And I was like, I feel like I'm not doing anything funny in this scene, and they're like, no, that's right. I was like, okay, I'm trusting you guys are my friends. But yeah, it was a new experience. It was fun and cool for me to not be rapping or wearing a bird suit.
Anybody else? Yes, in the front here.
The question is for the cast. She was very moved by the movie. She cried, and she wanted to have these guys talk about how they connected to it emotionally.
I would thank you very much, and I pretty much cried for the entire shoot of the movie. But I would say probably the fight scene that we had on the street there. For whatever reason, all the fights I've ever had with people that I've loved in my life all kind of came bubbling up at that moment, and even like I was having a hard time myself when I was on camera, and then when I was done with my stuff and we were doing Andy's, you know, generally with acting, you do your best to maintain the same level of emotion for your co-star because you want to be available, but I didn't even have to try. I mean, I was like, I almost couldn't even speak. I was in tears, just waves of tears, just because Andy's performance was so real and so touching, and it felt like it was, I didn't have to try to help him feel the emotion. That was a very special moment. Okay, anybody else?
For me, it wasn't any single senior moment. It was more just the premise of, and I feel like a lot of people that got involved in the project connected with it, are that for a while now in this country, most people will have a very long and meaningful relationship before they end up with the person that they marry. And I definitely have had that, and almost everyone I know has had that. And sort of the pain and the beauty of that, that to me was a story that I'd never seen told in this specific way, and I found it personally very interesting, and basically that.
I have anything to add to that? I agree, I'm going to pass the mic.
I think that scene on the couch where Andy says, I can't believe I'm having a baby and it's not with you. That always makes me go, No. You think your life is going to go one way for so many years, and then all of a sudden, one day you realize it doesn't. But it seems, I'm so glad that she's able, like, you don't actually die, even though you think you're gonna. You find a way to, like, continue going on with your life, but that scene always crushes me.